Hey, I'm back, and today I'm doing a recipe that I found quite interesting. It's actually gluten-free, nut-free, meat-free, dairy-free, fingers crossed not flavour-free. So I'm going to be doing a creamy chickpea stuffed butternut squash. So fingers crossed this all works out well. It does take quite a long time to make. It looks like the prep and cook time is about an hour and 45 minutes. So what I'm doing now you can do ahead of time, even the day before. So it's roasting the butternut squash. So let's have a look. Okay, so the recipe says to use 3 medium butternut squash, this for 6 people, so I'm trying to do half, so I've got a large butternut squash, so this should effectively serve 3 people. So first thing we need to do is to cut it in half lengthways, so let's give it a go. And then you need to remove the seeds. So you just get a spoon and scoop that out. Okay, so once you have prepared the butternut squash, I'm going to put it onto a large baking tray. And then we're going to rub in a small amount of olive oil. So I've got some spray. So I'm just going to spray a little bit on. And then just make sure it's spread all over. And then you're going to season with a little bit of salt and pepper. And then this is going to go in the oven at 220 degrees for 45 minutes. And if you're doing it all at once, now would be the time to then start the sauce, but we're going to wait till this is finished. So I'll see you once these are cooked. Okay, so these were in only for 35 minutes, whether that's because I've only got the 2 of them in there rather than 6, but they look pretty much done to me. They should only be lightly brown, some bits have gone a bit darker, but that's fine. So I'm going to let this cool down and then we're going to scoop out all the flesh. Okay, so onto the filling, I will give you the full amounts that should fill up 3 medium butternut squash. So I've got a tablespoon of olive oil on a medium to high heat, and we're going to add 2 onions which have been diced, and we are going to brown these, so brown not burn, so keep moving them around every once in a while so that they don't start burning. It's going to take around about 8 minutes. Okay, once the onions are mostly browned, we are going to add 6 cloves of garlic which have been crushed, a tablespoon of freshly chopped sage. I've gone with dried, so you need half the amount, and 2 teaspoons of rosemary, fresh again, so half it for dried. I'm just going to mix them round, and we are going to cook this just for a couple of minutes. After a couple of minutes, keep stirring as well, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, and we're going to mix that round and again cook that for a couple of minutes, 2 minutes, and keep stirring it. And once that's done, we are going to add 80 ml of dry red wine. Now, I'm not a fan, so I have added a bit extra into the stock we're going to need later. So I'm going to add the equivalent in stock. And we're just going to reduce the heat now to a medium. See what's going on. And we're just going to cook this off, as they call it, deglazing the pan, to get any bits that have stuck to the pan off. This should only take a minute or so until the liquid has been absorbed. If you're using alcohol, it shouldn't smell of alcohol anymore. Right, there we go. So then we are going to add 640 ml of vegetable stock. And we're going to add a tin of chickpeas or a tin of lentils. So I'm only doing half, so let's put half of these in. And also a teaspoon of paprika. And we're going to mix that all in. And then we are going to bring this up to a boil. Okay, once this has started to boil, we're going to turn it down to medium and let it go on a rapid simmer for 30 minutes until the chickpeas or lentils are cooked and most of the liquid has been absorbed. So that should take around about half an hour. Okay, so while the filling is cooking away and the butternut squash is cool enough to handle, we are going to scoop out all of the flesh. We're going to leave about 1.5 centimetres to 2 centimetres around the edge as a border. So just take a spoon and scoop that out. But don't forget to put it into a bowl because we are going to be using it later. Okay, so we're going to make a butternut squash sauce. So from the flesh that I've dug out, I've taken out 200 grams and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of tahini, and a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and then some salt and pepper, right, And then, so you can do this in a food processor. I'm using my stick blender. So I've got my Bamex, so I'm just going to go in and we're just going to blend this into a paste. And then we're going to add 3 to 6 tablespoons of water. And we're just going to blend that in as well. And there we have our creamy sauce to go on top. There you go. Right, okay, so nearly all of the liquid has gone, so we're going to add our final couple of ingredients. So we've got more tahini. We're going to add 2.5 tablespoons. And then we've got white miso. Now I think the normal miso is not gluten-free, so double check, the white miso is. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of this. That's thicker than I was expecting. And we are going to add 2 to 3 teaspoons of balsamic vinegar. Okay, and then we're going to mix this all in. And then we're just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. And we'll mix that in. Now there's not as much as I thought there was going to be. But we're now going to stuff this into the butternut squash. Yeah, I think I've only got enough for 1/2. Maybe my measurements aren't as good as I thought they were. Or maybe the butternut squash was bigger than I was expecting. I don't know. But we've got it in 1/2 anyway. Okay then, so this is going to go in the oven now at 175 degrees for 15 minutes. Okay, so 15 minutes, and that's what we've ended up with. So I'm going to get this on the plate, add the sauce, and then give it a try. Okay, so to finish off, we are going to add some of this butternut squash sauce. So I'm just going to spoon it over. And then add some freshly chopped parsley. I've got some frozen over the top. And we're ready to give this a try. Right, okay. Oh, that flavour is really, really strong, but really nice. Oh. And it's nutty. That must be the tahini. Kind of tastes nutty, but there's no nuts in it. Wow, that one is really good. It's a shame that I didn't get the measurements quite right for mine, but I gave you everything you need to make for 3 medium butternut squash, so give it a go. That is really nice. So keep experimenting, have fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye!